It's live. It's live. We are live. Happy Messy Tuesdays.
Setting up my group, the video of my group.
I was like, wait, hold on. Can we not hear you again? Like, that's a problem.
No, 1 second. What a mess. It's not us if we're not late, okay?
I know. Whatever time we always say, just assume that it's probably going to be like 15 minutes after that. Because we are always late.
Okay, my God.
Mess. And I think we're even more of a mess, like, from this whole, like, coronavirus situation. Trying to get our lives together.
One day.
What happened?
Okay, one day we'll have our life together.
Our life and our lives. Oh my God.
Well, listen, someone said to me, it wouldn't you wouldn't be that interesting if you wasn't like this. I'm like, I guess you're right.
It's true. We have stories for days.
Oh yeah. All right, ladies. Thank you for Nicole. Nicole is such a loyal person to us. She knows we're always late.
I love you, Nicole. I'm sorry. Forgive us for being a hot mess.
We are 18 minutes late. Oh my God. Oh God. So we're here. We're trying to adjust to this new lifestyle. What were you doing before we got live? Before we went live?
What was I doing? I was putting my babies to sleep.
Then
I was getting my tea. My tea to keep me up at night, all night.
Is that the TT, the energy one?
Mm-hmm. Don't ask why I'm drinking energy tea at 9 o'clock at night, but I guess I'm pulling an all-nighter.
I'm drinking tea, like actual hot tea. How's this light? Is it too bright? Do I look too bright?
I don't know. I think you look fine. God, now you look a little yellow.
I hate rim lights. It's not for me. I don't know why. Whatever. Anyways, thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. As always, we are very thankful for having you guys here, for being here with you guys as well. We're late because, my God, I was running late. I was doing laundry, and it was just so chaotic. Like, today was super busy for me. How was everyone's day today? I hope you guys are staying safe and you guys are staying sane, mentally sane, because that's today's topic. We're going to be talking about mental health and why is it important? What is mental health? As I personally have experienced a couple of downfalls mentally during this quarantine. So I can relate a lot to you guys, to whoever is going through some issues and you feel like mentally you're not there. So it's okay. It's okay to admit it. I think that's the first step, to just admit that you need help or that you're not okay and you need to step back, give life a break and focus on yourself, focus on your mental health. So it's very important. And just a quick disclaimer before we start, we're not here to recommend you guys anything or prescribe you guys anything. If you guys need help, like professional help, we recommend you guys seek help through an actual doctor or professional. We're just here to give you some tips, personal experiences, and just, maybe communicate with you guys and talk to you guys a little bit more about, the awareness of mental health.
Yeah. And like you just said, this is a time where I think everyone's mental health has been challenged in one way, shape, or form, whether it's like just being able to take care of yourself, of your own personal needs, having your me time, and just bringing out those like insecurities and those issues that we have, just more to the forefront. So it makes it a little bit harder for us to kind of cope and be able to like just function in our day-to-day life. So it is kind of it's a heavy topic, but it's a topic that we need to talk about because it is absolutely needed. And sometimes we either feel alone and we feel like we're the only ones going through that, or we feel like we can't talk to someone or we don't know where to look for help. So we're kind of here to cover a little bit of all those bases and just give you a little bit of background information of what we know, like we said. But of course, seek some professional help if you absolutely need it. There's no shame in that at all.
And because we get side distracted a lot, we made some notes just because Samari and I have a tendency of just like not being able to focus. We love to talk. We can talk for hours. We get side distracted quick. So because of that, we have a little bit of notes. So if you guys see us looking down, it's just because we have some notes, just to like not lose track and little topics that we want to cover during this quick live. We don't want to be here all night either. We know you guys have to work, be moms, or whatever you guys are doing at night.
Get your groove on. Maybe.
Yes, have some sex. It's important. That's good for stress and anxiety. So go have some sex. Or if you don't have someone, then enjoy your body. All right. You want to start? You want me to start? How you want to do this?
I can start, and then you can go down the list. All right. So we wanted to kind of make a difference and just like help you guys understand what's the difference between mental health and mental illness, because sometimes we get confused with both of those, and they're two totally different things. So the definition overall of mental health is just our emotional and our psychological state. So it means how we're doing, how we're coping, how we're dealing with our stressors, how we're adjusting, how we're problem solving. That's all our emotional and our psychological state and our social well-being and how we feel and interact with others. So that also affects like how we're doing with other people, how we're communicating with them, how they're communicating with us, because they might be going through something. So that's basically like the big kind of umbrella of mental health and what it means to have like a positive or versus like something that's going through, like you're going through something. I don't like calling negative mental health because it's okay to feel those feelings. Sometimes we have reasons that we have to feel a certain way and that we have to like express those. So those are there for validation. So really quick, when we have good mental health, it means that we're more resilient. We can handle our challenges and our stressors in a much better way. So we're coping better. We're able to come up with solutions to our problems and our conflicts. And we have these meaningful relationships that are impactful. It's in equal parts, as well as making decisions for ourselves that are not impulsive and reckless, which we often tend to make when we're not, like when our mental health is suffering. All right.
Yes. So some of the major types of mental health would be depression, anxiety, mood disorders, including bipolar, personality disorders, schizophrenia, trauma disorders, eating disorders, addictive behaviors. So those are some signs. And some symptoms can be anxiety. We have sorry, I got a little bit lost in my notes. Yeah, so like I was saying, some of the symptoms, it's anxiety. So for example, I get anxiety a lot. It could be intense, it could be excessive, it could be persistent worry about fear, everyday situations. You can feel heart rate, your heart rate going up, rapid breathing, sweating, and feeling tired. Those are some of the common symptoms that might occur. I personally felt like my anxiety level was going up a lot. It was consistent. I felt a lot of like pressure in my chest, just because of the continuous like feeling of worried and stress. I did feel like I had, like nausea. I felt dizzy, and it was starting to worry me a lot. And I obviously had to seek for medical help, just because I was getting a little bit worried that it was not going away. And it's just like my doctor recommended me just to like try to relax, exercise more, try not to worry. Something that I personally did to help me cope with everything was I was doing a lot of yoga in the morning. Like right when I woke up, I would say some affirmations and I would do some meditation as well. And that has helped me tremendously to like cope with, all of this craziness that's going on. I guess like I just let like everything get to me with like the whole coronavirus, like working from home, dealing with homeschooling, the kids, the house, not being able to get out of that routine is like it was driving to a point that I was not mentally okay. Just because like I like to explain it to everyone, it's like sometimes like if you work from home it's different, but if you're used to routine working outside the house, then you get out of that routine, you get out of home. There's always going to be stress in either way, your job and home and at your house. So like being in the same bubble with everything together in one space, it was starting to like get to me a lot. I was like losing sleep. I was not able to sleep. I would wake up at night. And it's like my body was just doing all of this. It's not like I was like thinking about it. Sometimes I would think about it, but it was like just my body just like was like starting to like make me feel like I was not okay. So it was giving me like signs. Like you have to look out for those signs. That's why they say like you have to listen to your body. Your body's gonna tell you that you're not okay. And it's like you have to listen to your body. You have to do what's best for you mentally and physically. So those are like some signs that I felt personally.
And I mean, I think that's common in a lot of us. And to go back to like, the mental, we can feel a lot of, so mental illness, there's actually like an anxiety disorder and like depression disorder and mood disorders, but we can always feel like parts of those. So that doesn't mean that we have like the disorder necessarily. I mean, it might be depending on like, your situation, but just so you know that like that you can make yourself kind of aware and how to handle those. And if you're feeling certain ways that you're not able to like handle it anymore, that you're not able to like whatever you have been using that has helped in the past to help now. Is your baby up?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
So if you are feeling those and you have been able to handle them in the past and now you're feeling like you're not able to handle those, like, of course, seek other ways to possibly like seek positive coping mechanisms. Like you said, using yoga, using relaxation and just ways to relax. And it's so hard to say like, oh my God, let's relax, because we don't know, like there's so many unknown things that are currently happening to add stresses to our everyday lives. And with this current like situation, again, we have a lot of either more unknowns and things that happen. So for me, anxiety is usually mixed with like not sleeping and just being up and like kind of trying to figure out like how I could be more productive and what else can I do. And almost running myself like to empty, because obviously, we all need rest at one point in our lives. Not only do our bodies need rest, but like our minds need rest, and we just need to like be able to relax, and not able to do that because I'm so anxious about kind of what's going on, and just how I'm dealing with everything. It causes a stressor. So getting into a routine has definitely been helpful, and just being able to kind of figure out, what works and what doesn't work. To talk a little bit about depression, depression is an intense and excessive persistence of worry and fear. And you're worrying and fear about everyday situation. So nothing like out of the norm, but just like every single day, just being like so concerned and all of that. And it also looks a lot like with, your heart rate might be going fast, you might be sweating. And these are just little symptoms that can happen or may not happen. So if you have those, it doesn't mean that you have depression. And if you don't have those, it doesn't mean that you might be feeling another symptom. But in general, you lose interest in your daily activities and you feel like you don't want to do things. You don't want to interact with people. You don't want to talk to somebody. Your appetite changes sometimes. You might lose or gain weight. Your sleep pattern changes, may change. Anger, you might be more angry and irritated towards others, even yourself. You're losing energy. You're feeling more tired. You're drained. You're sluggish. You have reckless behavior, so not thinking things through all the time and making impulsive decisions that may or may not like be good for you in the future or even in that moment. Having difficulties concentrating, unexplained aches and pains in your body. So a lot of these things that we go through, whether it's our mental health in general, it manifests in body form. So we're often seeing symptoms in our bodies, that, like you said, if we listen to our bodies, we can have like to figure out, this is not right. This is not kind of like my normal. That's not how I feel. Like that's not a good feeling. I don't like how that feels. And also feeling like helplessness and hopelessness, like having thinking like, oh my God, there's not like this is not good. Nothing's ever gonna get better. My situation is never gonna change. Nothing is gonna change around me, and just going on and on about that and like in that mindset. Those are just some of the symptoms of depression in general.
Yep. I personally, it's not an easy it's not so easy to deal with mental health. It's not something that obviously it's like overnight you're like cured. Like it might take longer for some people, and it's difficult to like deal with it. So that's why we say like if you can't and if you feel like you need someone, reach out to a family member, a friend, or reach out to a professional. We are coaches and we are here to just guide you, not to like give you some prescriptions or just tell you like diagnose you with anything. So we do like to guide people through it. Like Samara and I will help each other all the time whenever we need some guidance. So it's don't feel like you're alone. Don't feel bad if it's been like 2 weeks and you still don't feel okay. Take as much time as you need. Stay away from social media. That's my number one recommendation, is just stay away from social media. It could be toxic, and it could bring you even down more than what you already are. So stay away from social media. Definitely recommend that. Take some time to I walk outside a lot, obviously with following the social distancing, but walk a lot, go outside, breathe, for some fresh air whenever you're feeling like you're not okay, whenever you feel like you're getting to that point, because you will feel it whenever you feel like you're getting to that point of like anxiety. Just take a break, go outside, or do some yoga or meditate for a little bit. There's some great, if you go on YouTube, there's some, I love following, I can give you guys his name just because I honestly like love him. I love how he talks. His guided meditations are it's just something that I love. It's hard for me to meditate on my own. I started getting in my own thoughts, and meditation is hard for some people. For me, it's really hard to meditate on my own. So I like some guided meditation. I like someone to guide me through it, because I can get to that place, but I just like, it takes me a little bit. But his name is, oh, sorry. Forgive me if I don't pronounce his name right. Master Siri Ak. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name, but I'm gonna put it right here. I'll post my favorite one so you guys can see it. I'll post it in the comments, my favorite one, but it's Master Siri Akarshana. Sorry. But he's really good. So if you guys need some meditations, some guided meditations, and he also helps with manifestations as well, he's really good. And that's something that helped me every morning. I will wake up and just do like 10-minute yoga and meditate for like 10 minutes. And at the same time, I'm meditating and manifesting at the same time. So I'm doing 2 in 1. So that way, like, you don't need a whole hour to like feel okay. 10 minutes of your day. And remember that when you, like, for example, when I start my day like that, I'm starting my day good and I'm preparing my day how I want it to be. So I'm, telling myself all this affirmation was helping me, with cope with like how I was feeling throughout the day. So it's good, like if you want to put little notes throughout the house, just like whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're like, you can put like relax or like stay calm, be positive, like little notes throughout wherever you're going to see it. So that way you can remind yourself, okay, I need to relax or breathe 5 minutes of like relaxing and just breathing, just little things like that will help you like cope with all those feelings. Like you feel like you're suffocating. Like I would feel like I was like I couldn't breathe, and it was my heart would get really really tight. Not my heart, my chest, sorry, would get really tight. So I know what it feels like it, and it's not a good place to be mentally. And I know Samari sent me like a couple like cool hobbies that I want to like just real quick mention. Hobbies that are good for mental health. So writing, reading, journaling. Samari has a lot of experience with journaling. I still haven't got. I still haven't gotten to that. To into like the whole journaling. I know we talked about it. And I told her like if she could teach me how, because it's for me. It's taking me a little bit longer to learn how to journal. And I started and then I stopped. So I like really want to get into journaling, poetry, gardening, horseback riding. I don't know where you're gonna do that right now. Cooking, baking. Baking does it for me a lot. Singing, playing. I love putting some music, exercising, and just dancing. That, oh my god, I feel amazing after that. Drawing, photography, crafting, hiking. Yoga, bicycling, dancing, taking walks. We can't volunteer right now. Listen.
But you know what? I mean, there's creative ways to volunteer too if you really need
online,
to. Like, yeah, there's online ways, and there's also like ways that you can give if you are able to, like, donating meals or setting up something, for someone who couldn't do it before or something like that. That ways that you can still give and feel that you're connected, with someone.
Yes, definitely. And we were talking about, anxiety. It's like one of the most common symptoms that you will feel with mental health. So good practices. I don't know if you want to share some, Samari, but definitely what I was recommended by my doctor was reduce caffeine, exercise more, practice your sleep, some of the relax your body, take a nice bubble bath, put some candles and take a nice bubble bath. And you know what I like to do? I like to take a bubble bath and I put my CBD Epsom salt in it, and I like to put some meditation music, like some nice relaxing meditation music.
Mm-hmm.
And after I get out of the bath, I just feel like my body's like jello. I just feel super super relaxed, like too much relaxed, and I'm like, oh, I just want to go to sleep.
You're like, this doesn't feel right. I don't know what this means.
Definitely stay connected with others, with friends. Stay connected with your friends. It's good, especially right now. You feel like disconnected from your friends. FaceTime. We like to do like Friday nights, like happy hours, and that helps. Like you feel great after like something like that with your friends. You can just call them, or like maybe you can walk with them and just like practice social distancing, like wear a mask, and don't feel like you have to be like completely like enclosed. Like if you are suffering from all of this, like don't feel like you have to stay home, and like try to like at least go outside for a little bit and just like take some fresh air.
And it's the point of like, obviously you're not going to go over someone's house and have like drinks or coffee with them, or just, share a meal, but it's being able to sometimes just seeing someone from a distance, and being able to like say hi and bye, and like just that connection there that you have makes you feel more like alive and feel more like normal than you wouldn't have,
Definitely.
So.
You will, I feel like you will appreciate that person and that activity more now than ever, just because the way you feel after you see someone that you care about, whether it's a friend or a relative that you haven't seen in a long time, would help you, even if it, like you said, even if it's from far away and you're just like saying hi and bye. Like, it's just like
those, you're waving from the window.
That was your meeting. Yeah, like do it, like it's important that you practice all of this if you really need to. We are definitely going through some rough times, but it will pass. Everything shall pass. We will not be normal, but we will hope to be somewhat normal again. Like it will take some time, but we will get there. Like we always get there. It's not the first time that something like this happens, and a lot of people I know that are, scared, but don't be scared. Like, so, as long as you're following the guidelines, and staying safe and practicing what they're suggesting, then we should be okay. And remember that you guys can always reach out to us whenever you guys feel like you guys need someone to talk to, even if it's just someone to just like listen. We're just there. We don't have to give you no advice. We can listen to you guys, and that's about it. Sometimes that's what people need. Someone, they just want to listen. We don't. I definitely like to talk a lot, and sometimes I'm like talking about venting, and then I'm like, I realize like I didn't even ask that person, how was your day? But it's just like sometimes you need to just vent and just like get it out of your chest. And it's good when you have people that understand that's what you need at that exact same moment, and they're okay with it, even if what you did for 20 minutes was talk about how your day was or how crazy your day was. And it's okay, we'll all do it, and we're here for you guys if you guys need someone to do the same.
Absolutely. I think we're often trying to find solutions to the problems, and trying to like just find a solution, so we're quick to jump into solution mode and trying to like problem solve immediately. But like you said, sometimes we just need someone to like listen to us, and sometimes we just need to practice active listening for those around us, our friends, our family, and just being a listening ear.
Yep, definitely. And I know this topic was really like, a little bit intense, especially for me. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this when I just like feel like I was getting out of feeling like this. But I wanted to like bring awareness, because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget about that. And it was something that needed to be talked, just because we haven't covered that, our episodes. And we want to make everything fun and like bring you guys some fun topics, but we also want to bring you guys some good topics that we know some of you guys need help with. So we'll have fun times, and we'll have times where we have to address little things that we know some people out there are feeling this way, and they just either, like you said, they don't want to seek the help, or they don't know how to start. So now you guys know, we gave you some great tips. But definitely, if you guys need professional help, definitely contact your doctor, and they'll recommend you to, someone that can actually give you professional help.
Absolutely.
You want to add anything else before we leave?
No, I think we covered everything. So I think the only thing is that we're hoping to get another show in. So instead of in 2 weeks, I'm doing it next week, because next week is Cinco de Mayo on a Tuesday, which is kind of fun, and we can make it super fun. We'll see if we could, I don't know, maybe should we stream it on here, or should we do like a Zoom so we can see everyone? But not like a live in the group, like outside of the group.
I think we can do a Zoom. I mean, like, it's up to you. We'll think about it. We'll see.
We'll think about it. We'll let you guys know. And if you guys can join, that would be really fun.
Yes. And we'll be celebrating both of our birthdays.
Yes, because we are May babies.
Yes.
Taurus May babies.
Yes. Oh my God.
So much fun. All right, guys. So see you next week. But we'll be popping into the group to let you guys know more about next Tuesday. And then I'll be posting in my group more just little infographics with information of the topic of today. And like we said, always seek help. But just for your reference, just to look at it and read more if you want more information.
Definitely. Thank you for joining, ladies. We always appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.